Hey love, my name is Brittany Pollard and you are now rocking with the Everyday Intentions podcast, your source for real conversation centered around stepping into your personal power, one intention at a time. This podcast is all about owning our voice, taking up space, expressing ourselves, and moving through life at our own pace. You are invited to the magic, so let's roll. You are now listening to episode number 10, Shifting Out of the Struggle Mindset with Jabbaar Tobios. This episode brought me so much joy because not only did we laugh so much, we just had a really great time. I interviewed my friend and former personal trainer, Jabbaar Tobios, and our intention for the episode was to talk fitness, but we ended up diving into mindset and overcoming obstacles for a good portion of the episode. And I'm totally okay with that because mindset is everything. It's the overarching umbrella to all it is that we're doing here under the self-care lens, all that we do in life, right? So when we are consciously making the decision to stick to that mindset of this is where I'm going, this is what I want, and we don't allow external obstacles to get in our way or even internal obstacles, right? If we just keep moving forward and we don't allow ourselves to just be pushed back or halted by what we see, feel, or experience around us, we eventually get to where we want to go. So I feel like this was a powerful conversation. We touched on fitness at the end, and I'm going to do a follow-up episode and talk about that more. And I just really appreciate his insight into both topics, and I'm really excited for you to listen in on this one. So Jabbaar PHIT Tobios is an entrepreneur, a nationally certified personal trainer, and the owner of Phitlossophy Gym in Long Beach, California. He's been changing lives since 2003 through his work, and he specializes in fitness competition prep, contest prep, weight loss, strength training, sports training, kickboxing, and MuayThai. He's head coach of his competition team, Team Fit, and he's a qualified Mens Physique competitor and has placed 7th in the nation as a top amateur level natural athlete. Enjoy this episode. What is up, my people? Welcome back to another episode of the Everyday Intentions podcast. I am the host of the show, Brittany Pollard, and today I have my friend, my former personal trainer, someone who I look up to, someone who is hilarious as hell and very spontaneous and very fun. My friend Jabbaar, welcome to the show.
How you guys doing? What's up?
So I was really excited to have Jabbaar on the show because right now, for those of you who have been following the podcast, know that I'm doing a series on breaking down the word self-care. And I really thought it was important to have Jabbaar on for the fitness and movement portion of the series because he is a personal trainer. He's been a personal trainer for how long? How long have you been training?
Since 2003.
Okay, so he's been training for a long time and he knows his stuff and he's worked with a wide variety of clients. He's also been through a journey of his own with just fitness in general. He's been into a multitude of things. So I thought it was really cool to have him on the show. And I also wanted him on because he's a Black man, and I really am working to amplify the Black voice and get those perspectives. So once again, welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. This is, we were supposed to do this a while, but scheduling. But
life, adulting.
Hashtag
adulting.
And entrepreneuring.
All the things.
So but I'm glad to be here. I'm happy we're doing this right now.
Yes. So let's go ahead and have you introduce yourself to our listeners.
All right. Well, I'm Jabbaar Tobios. I am 39 years old. Yes,
and
I'm
he's
not 27.
Actually a vampire. He hasn't aged since
I'm not 27.
19.
Damn it. I got real life bills and stuff. I am 39. I'll be 40 in a few months. I ain't gonna tell you when. But so I've been personal training since about 2003. I'm from Long Beach, California. I fell into fitness. It wasn't nothing I really wanted to, do. I never thought I'd be on stage. I never thought I'd be helping people get ready to be on stage. I never thought none of that stuff. I just knew I was going to be a basketball coach. Mm-hmm. Turn of events made this happen, but I'm not complaining about it at all. But I just thought I was going to be a basketball coach.
So I want to be nosy and ask about those turn of events. What was that?
So those tournament events were what made the deciding factor of me becoming a personal trainer was I grew up being skinny all my damn life. I graduated high school at 6'4", 130 pounds maybe. I ended up going to school. I ended up going to a 4-year college a few years after I graduated, and I ended up being 155 pounds. When I got to my 4-year, my coach was like, "Hey, you fast, you can jump, you do all this stuff, but I need you to put on some weight." And I'm like, "Man, I've been eating. What you want me to do?" And he was like, "I need you to sit out a year and try to, gain some weight and put on some muscle." So happened, I ended up doing that, but instead, it didn't take a whole year. I got to school in August, my 4-year college, William Penn University, in August of 2003. I came home for Christmas that December, and I was 185 pounds. It went from you need to eat to stop eating my food.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was one of the turning events right there that happened to where I was like, okay. Also, me getting hurt that same year, I started, or a year later I got hurt. I tore my ACL, and man,
that's the one thing I hope never happens in my entire life.
It's different. It's different. Like, and the thing about it was, I wasn't supposed to be playing. We weren't supposed to be playing that day. So we ended up going, we had some recruits come from out of town, whatever, to our school. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Midwest, but in the Midwest, it's real muggy and real humid. So if it's hot outside, inside the gym, it's going to be hot too and slick. All the windows were open. And prior to me tearing my ACL, 2 other guys fell, and I slipped before. And I told Coach, Coach, the floor is wet. Like, we need to chill. And he was like, nah, you guys keep playing. We got recruits here, da-da-da-da-da. All right, cool. So a few minutes later, I was on defense, and one of the guys had threw a ball, and I was getting ready to steal it. And I was in the passing lane, and as I went to plant my right leg, my left leg gave out. No, my right leg gave out. Boom. I felt a pop.
Ugh.
And that was it. I laid on the ground. I didn't scream, and I just said, ah. I didn't like cry or anything like that, man. And I looked, and I tried to stand up, and it felt like from the knee down, my leg felt like a noodle. Like I couldn't. It wasn't no movement. And the first thing my coach goes is it a knee or ankle? I said knee. He's like, oh shit. I was like, oh no, that's great. And then it swelled up. After my knee swelled up, it took a while for me to see a doctor because in the small town I was in, we were in Oskaloosa, Iowa. So the school made the town. So the only surgeons I had were in Des Moines, Iowa, which is an hour and a half away, and the other one that was in the town. The guy that was in the town, he was on vacation. So I tore my leg up in July. I had a surgery September 14th, and it was different. It was different, man. But what really made it, I say all that to say that what really made me want to be a personal trainer is because when I was going through rehab during that time, it was this little girl, and she had tore her legs, the same exact leg, the same way, same surgery I had. She tore it 6 months before. She was on a fan bike, and she was just running, just riding. And the physical therapist named Bob, I remember him, tall, white guy, bald head. What's up, Jabbaar? Country accent. What's up, Jabbaar, man? Hey. And he was telling me, he was like, you see that girl over there? He was like, I was like, yeah. He was like, she did the same thing you did. You're going to be riding that bike in a few months. I looked at him. I said, nope, I'm riding that bike next week. He was like, no, you can't. I was like, Bob, I'm not staying here for another 6 months. Because if all you guys don't know, when you tear your ACL, it's a 6 to 9 month recovery. That's what they say, quote unquote, recovery. Mm-hmm. And I told Bob that day that I was riding that bike the next week. And he was like, no, I don't want you to do it. You're going to tear your leg up, da-da-da-da-da. Lo and behold, my therapy was at 3. I will come at 2:30. And I hopped on that bike. The first 2 times he didn't know. Then the third time he came in there, he saw me on it because I was actually pedaling. Because the other 2 times I couldn't; it was hurting. And then he comes in and laughing like, "What the hell is wrong with you, man?" I was like, "Look, I told you I'm riding it," and I was riding it. So then after that goes on, I guess my school didn't pay for the. They didn't finish paying for the therapy, so they didn't kick me out, but I couldn't have no more therapy at the doctor anymore. So I went back to my school, and my athletic trainer at the time, Josh Erickson, helped me rehab my knee. It was just me and him from about, I'll say it was about 4 weeks in till I couldn't use the facilities no more at the hospital, to where me and Josh worked on my knee myself. You know, he would tell me what to do. He would give me diagrams. He would give me all kinds of stuff, and I did it. And I rehabbed. So again, I tore my ACL in July. I had rehab and stuff, and I had the surgery September 14th. I had my first full contact basketball game December 19th that same year. And everybody like, wait a minute, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Everybody's like, oh man, oh my God. Granted, I had a robot, one of them damn them braces, you know, but I played my first full contact basketball game December 19th, and I invited Bob to the game. Because he didn't know nothing about it. He had told me, oh, it's gonna be 6 months. You're gonna be 6 to 9 months. Yeah, based off of what he saw. In my head, first of all, I'm from California. I'm not living in Iowa for another 6 months. I got to graduate. Yeah. It's not going to happen. And I got to play. I can't do it. So I invited him to the game. And then during warm-ups, he didn't know I was warming up. I just told him to come to the game. And he saw me in warm-ups and stuff, like dunking the ball and stuff. He was like, what the hell? And I pointed at him in the crowd. And he was like, I read his lips. He was like, you motherfucker. I was like, I told you, Bob. But from that point on right there, I knew that if I can rehab myself, there's a chance that I can be an okay personal trainer. Then the third instance was when I changed my major now. At this time, I went from being an athletic director to trying to see if I could be a personal trainer. So I changed my major, and I get with my teacher, Mr. Spielbauer. Yeah, Spielbauer. He was a kinesiology teacher. And for a project, we had to train somebody for 3 to 4 weeks, 2 times a week during class period. I ended up getting the vice president of the school. So I'm nervous. She's older. I don't know what to do. I'm just nervous.
Wow,
like,
for your first client? You got the vice president of the school.
Vice president of the school. And I'm like,
that's no pressure at all.
Great, whatever. I got this. We go along for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I still have the paperwork too to show. We got, I think, it was about 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. And after the whole thing, what we did was we had to train them and do everything, the assessment, with the food, everything. Yeah. And then after that, the 4 weeks was over with. She lost 8 pounds. All the other clients, didn't lose that much. Mm-hmm. All the other students, their clients lost 2 pounds and 1 pound and 3 pounds. Mine was the only one that lost 8 pounds in a month. I was like, what? Man, I can do this shit. Yeah. I got this. And she old. Imagine if I get some athletic people and some kids that can run and jump. Yeah. You know, so that right there made me like, that was a turning point. Those 2 things right there were the big turning points. I mean, me tearing my leg up and rehabbing myself, and me training an older person. Because as a trainer, the first thing you think about is when you becoming a trainer, you thinking you're going to get people that are in shape already. You're
going to get all the fit people and the athletes. We're going to
do so good. We're going to do this. Yeah. That's the total damn opposite. You're going to get mostly, unless you just come into a place where there's nothing but athletics, you know, athletic kids or athletic people or things like that. Other than that, if you work at a corporate place, you're going to get deconditioned people mostly. Yeah. Period. And that was a shock. But, I mean, I think that's something that
a lot of personal trainers think, though. Yeah. And then they go through and they're like, okay. Yeah. And you learn and you adjust to the deconditioned people. And I feel like that makes you an even better trainer, too.
Yeah, actually it did, because it made you slow down.
Right, exactly.
It made you think about
not
other stuff.
Assume, right? Yeah. Not assume that they know all these things.
I can't just put you on this machine because I don't know if your knees are messed up or not. Yeah. I can't just have you doing this. I can't have you running a mile, which you probably ain't ran in fucking 5 years. Yeah. So it helped me become a good trainer. And then when I got my job, when I finally graduated and got my job, when I moved back home, my first 10 clients were all deconditioned people. Yeah. And that's how it started. Man.
And you've been running with it ever
since,
huh?
Here.
That's awesome. And I actually want to circle back to when you did tear your ACL, when you were going through that rehab. What was your mental state at that point? Because I imagine you'd have to go through a wave of things, right? There's probably like that anger, like that, fuck, I can't believe this just happened.
Yeah.
Like, did you go through that stage of like anger and then like being kind of depressed and then having to shift gears?
So during that time that happened, man, I was at the time I was already really, really stressed out with home situations. I was so mad. I wasn't depressed. It's just that I was just so frustrated because everything slowed up. So the process of me doing certain things slowed up. The process of me,
you have to relearn all over again too, right?
All my plans were stopped.
Yeah.
It was rough, but because the way I grew up, being tough is where I come from. So this was just another obstacle. So it was like, okay, either you're gonna bitch about it like everybody else and feel sorry for yourself, or you're gonna get some shit done and try to get it done as fast as you can so you can be back on the road to graduation, to playing again, just to prove people wrong. Yeah. And that was really my whole thing, to be honest. I like to prove people wrong. That's the whole truth right there. That's the whole truth.
That's how I got into fitness, and my story is not the same.
That's the whole truth. I like to prove a lot of people wrong. So yeah. And my mindset, it might have been a little bit more stronger than it should have, because I did a lot of stuff that I wasn't supposed to do out of the ordinary, and that was it. And then, you know, my state of mind honestly might have been a whole lot stronger than it was any other point, because I've never been hurt before. I've never been hurt in a state where I ain't know nobody. I've never been hurt in a state and relying on myself where if I don't make stuff happen, there's no other choice. I'm Negronetic, you know, so. What
is that?
When you're black, sometimes we do extra stuff and we get extra, you know, sometimes we heal faster. Sometimes we work a little harder. We got those extra muscles that everybody say we got. We do. It ain't a lot. We do. We got them little extra fibers and stuff that make us recover faster, jump higher, run faster, all that shit. So that's what happened. So, and to be honest with you, I'm really glad I went through that, because a lot of people go to college and come home jacked up. That wasn't gonna be me. Nah, couldn't do it.
There was too much riding on you.
Right, it was too much riding on. It was too many people to prove wrong. I was like,
okay, where is that coming from?
What?
The need to prove people wrong.
It's always been there. It's just always been there. I wasn't supposed to do a lot. I wasn't supposed to go to college in the first place. I wasn't supposed to be good at basketball in the first place. I wasn't supposed to be good in football in the first place. I wasn't supposed to, you know, do anything. I wasn't supposed to make it past 20.
Yeah, according to society, yeah. It's like proving them wrong and then proving to yourself that you are capable.
But that's where it stemmed from. I needed that right there to prove everybody wrong, because me proving them wrong was proving myself right.
Yeah.
So that's where it all came from.
And I think, too, especially when you are seeking stuff and you don't have an example, right? You kind of have this blank slate, or you have this dream and you want to do something, but especially when there's no representation in that area, then you're like, fuck, I feel like it's all on me. I got to do it. And you just, like, by nature feel like you can't.
Right.
Because that's what society is saying. And then you innately have to, like, push through that and say, actually, I can do this.
Yeah. I am the typical. I'm the first generation born kid in California from my family. Everybody that's older than me is from Des Moines, Iowa. Now, there's the guys in my family, the older guys in my family are way older. Like you said, I didn't have no examples. Did none of them play no sports like that? Did none of them open up any shops or have any businesses? Did none of them, you know, like, it wasn't too much positivity, positive males around me growing up.
Yeah.
So I didn't have no examples. I really didn't have no examples. So me was looking, you know, just, my examples was watching TV and seeing stuff on TV and like, all right, cool.
This is what it is.
This is what it is.
And we know what they show on TV. Right. It's not positive either.
Right. It's not right. So I'm like, okay, cool. But I didn't have that stuff going on. So I felt like I was a black sheep in my family. I still feel like that, but I felt like I was a black sheep in my family, that I had to make stuff happen.
Yeah.
And now I've done that. I got my little cousins, you know, that were like 1 and 2 at the time. Were like, oh, big cousin, man, I'm trying to be like you. I'm big cousin. Can I do this, man? Big cousin, how you do this? You know, and that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? So, but that's where all that stuff came from. It's always been there, and I've never had those examples. Nothing was ever given. Everybody says that shit. Oh, nothing was ever given to me. Yeah, you guys, half you guys are lying. Nothing was given to me, period, because I wasn't supposed to be here. I've never got nothing free. I've never got a free pair of shoes. I've never got a free pair of nothing. Mm-hmm. Either I stole that shit or I earned it. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. Even when I stole it, wasn't free because I got in trouble for it. You know what I'm saying? But I've never, but yeah, I'm the example.
You're conditioned to making things work.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what
That's your blueprint.
Surviving and adapting and applying.
Yeah.
That's me. It's always been like that.
I can get with that. Yeah.
Never had a situation I couldn't adapt to and apply and then get up out of it. Some may take longer than others. Some will just happen fast. But it happened.
Yeah. I love that you speak to that too, because a lot of times people get frustrated that things aren't coming quick.
Right.
As well. And then when people start off on the path, they automatically want to be at the top.
Right.
And they forget that the people that they're looking at and admiring, they had to go through some shit.
Right.
They had to go through some shit. They had to readjust and reorganize and really put their intentions out there, even when they're like thrown off of the path that they thought they were going to be on. You just like, it sounds like you always kind of found your way, or you just followed what came to you as well, right?
Whatever opportunity, almost whatever opportunity was there, if I needed to take it, I looked at it and I took it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like, it was like, well, shit, okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's just do it. What am I gonna lose? You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the struggle. There's nothing wrong with the pathway of getting to where you need to go to, because it makes people. Right. It makes people who they are. If it wasn't for me going through this stuff, because it's always been there, I wouldn't be the person I am.
Yeah.
To keep going through stuff. You know, you keep going past things that come in your way, you know, so I'm happy. Like, I'm happy going through all that stuff because it's a story.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel that. I feel that 100%.
And a lot of people don't want to tell their stories because sometimes it'd be bad. Sometimes, fuck that. It's a story.
Yeah.
There's a story behind all that stuff.
It's a story, and it's unique, and it's your own, too.
Right. You know,
I think, too, that's the thing that trips people up when it comes to even just getting outside of being comfortable. They're scared of the struggle.
Right.
Everybody wants to train. Everybody wants to change, but then everybody's also afraid of starting at the bottom and the struggle. Yeah. Right. To work through all that. So I like how you said that. Like, you need to embrace the struggle too. Yeah.
And it's true. That quote is true. If you don't struggle, what's going to happen if you get to a point to where you're a little messed up? You just drop. You don't know what to do because you never struggled before. How you gonna know how to get out of it? Yeah. That's exactly why when stuff happens, I just be looking at it like, Yeah. All right, well, let me figure this one out. We good. I'm not. You don't meet it with panic. No, I'm not gonna buckle and fold. I've been through it. I've been through it, and I got a docu-series coming out, and I've been through it. A lot of people have no idea. Like,
I've been telling you need to write a book just from the crazy stories you told me over the years.
Through it, dude. Like, but I'll never show that shit because, for one, I don't want no negative. I don't want people. I don't want it to be a negative look. Not a negative look on me. It's just I just don't want it to be like, oh, well, there's another guy having another story. Or I don't want it to be like, well, why is he? It's just I just didn't want to put it out there yet. But
it's all in the right time. It's divine right timing, yeah.
And the right time it is now. But it's I've been through it. So there's nothing that I can't get out of. Well, it's nothing that anybody can't get out of if they want to get out of that shit. Yeah. You know, I ain't had no dad growing up. My mom was a single parent. You know, I fucking was in shelters and, you know, we slept in vacant houses and shit like that. You know, I was on welfare, all that stuff. No cars, no phone, you know, all that crazy stuff. But I'm not gonna fucking sit there and cry about it. I never cried about none of that stuff. I never looked at, I knew I was different from other people, but I was going through a lot of stuff that was different from what other people was going through. But I didn't panic. Now that I think about that, I'd never really panic. I'd just be like, whatever. Somebody said something, so what you gonna do? Yeah. You gonna fight me? You talking bad about me because I got these dirty clothes on, whatever, and I'm living and I'm homeless and stuff with my mom and everything. You gonna fight me? After I beat you up, then what? Mm-hmm. You gonna be mad again? So I'm gonna fight you again? I'm gonna beat you up again. I'm still gonna be cool. Because you know, this ain't affecting me. You just making me make you embarrassed because I'm gonna beat you up. Yeah. But other than that, I never panic about nothing. Man. It's crazy to say that. I'm not saying that to brag, but I've never really panicked.
Well, I think because you've seen the result of people's worst nightmare, right? Quote unquote, you lived it.
Yeah, I lived a lot of stuff.
And then you've seen how life can change also.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of want. If you want it, you'll do it. It really doesn't matter. If you want it, you'll make it happen. It doesn't matter what you gotta do. You'll make it happen. And then you get to see the steps. You know.
Yeah, you get to look back.
Like, damn, I did do this. I did do that. Oh, okay. All right. So now when that's something like that, even close to that happens again, you got the blueprint.
Exactly.
You got the blueprint. It might not be the same path, but you got the blueprint.
And I think too, people want, but they don't necessarily appreciate unless they have to work for something.
Right. And which is fine.
Yeah.
So
that's okay.
That's entrepreneurship 101, actually.
I know. We weren't supposed to get there till later, but yeah, I agree 100%. And just embracing the struggle, and then always just knowing that it's going to work out if you continually take the steps in that direction, right?
Yep.
So let's peel back and go back to the fitness conversation, because we were kind of there, and then we went all the way off.
We went to the corner.
Down the street and around the corner. So we did all that. So we're going to come back. And yeah, I really wanted to pick your brain about the whole fitness conversation, because it's a big thing that people struggle with, right? And I just wanted to know from your experience, your clients, what you hear all the time. For the people who are listening to this show, a lot of people I've had conversations with, they want to get into fitness and movement. I really praise movement. Like, whatever you do, whatever you want to do, just get out there and move your body. If you want to bodybuild, great. If you want to ride your bike, go for a walk in the sunshine. Because my thing is, like, our bodies were created to move, right? As we're sitting here looking at each other, your heart's beating, doing its thing, blood is going throughout your body, oxygenating it, right? Like, all of these things are happening. We're listening. Everything's happening all at once. So, and I think the big thing too is people just don't get enough movement in their life. And we know that affects our moods, that affects our energy, that affects so much. So with that being said, when people come to you, what is their biggest goal and their biggest wish?
Well, a lot of people, when they do come to me, the first thing they always say is, I want to lose weight. Okay, but what are you doing right now to try to lose weight? Oh, I don't do nothing. I just chill. Well, there's your fucking problem. You got to get up. Like you said, you got to move. You got to do something. You have to, I don't care if it's walking 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day. You got to start doing something. The weight is just not going to come off. And to get in shape, a lot of times with people that are deconditioned, you don't need to do a whole lot. You just need to do minimal work, watch your food a little bit, and change is going to happen. It don't have to be no drastic changes right off the bat. It don't have to be coming in here doing 40, 50 push-ups, things like that, or, running 2 miles. No, you come in here, and you do a little bit of, a quarter mile of walking, you do a few jumping jacks, will make your body work a little bit, get your heart rate up, and that's all you need to do to start with for someone in decondition. Yeah. It don't take a whole lot. It just take a little monitoring. That's all it is. And that's just it. And you got to be able to get better with time and want to get better with time. Other than that, that's all you really need is there's really no excuses, because back in the days when we were younger, all we did was go outside and move. And play. That's all we did was play. Yeah. That's all we did. You would not stay in the house. If you had to stay in the house, you were mad. Yep. You was mad at everybody. You was mad at your mama. You was mad at everybody. You was mad at your friends because they was outside playing and you couldn't play because you had to stay in. Yeah. Now I remember being on punishment, and this is when I lived in Lancaster, so it was hot as hell. Yeah. And I got in trouble, and my mom made me stay in the house. And I'm like, Mom, it's hot. I want to go outside and play. She was like, you put on a wet t-shirt and sit in front of the fan. Like, it wasn't burning no air conditioner or nothing. Oh, shit. And that was my punishment. Yeah, that was the first ever for me. The first and only time I had to do that. Oh, shit. But that was punishment. Having to stay in the house was punishment, because we would be outside just doing everything. Now punishment is go outside. Yeah. Go outside. I don't want to go outside. Well, come on, man. Just go outside. Yeah. But That's what has to happen. You know, back in the days, we did everything. We did anything, even if it was stupid. Rock fighting, throw rocks at each other and bust our heads. Yeah, yeah. Anything, go outside, get outside. We bored. Let's throw rocks. You go on that side, I go on this side. And whoever bleeds first, you know, you can't tell each other. Just world? Bleeding. Yeah, you fail. Okay, you got hit by a rock.
I do not recommend this.
Hey, I'm just saying, that's what we did back in the day. Kids won't do it nowadays anyway. They won't do it nowadays anyway.
Yeah.
Different types, but that's what we did. We did anything to get outside.
To be outside and be entertained.
Anything to be outside, to play with our friends, and just to be outside, you know? And so that's just it. You just got to move. Like you said, you just have to move and move with a purpose. Move with a purpose, there's always something to get to. Yeah. There's always something to get to. Move with a purpose, there's always something to get to. And I mean, that's with anything, but that's the main thing people need to do, you know. I don't have that many deconditioned people that come to me anymore, but when I did, it was rough. It was the basics. It was all right, you can't do a jumping jack, raise your hands above your head. Hold your arms straight out in front of you and that's for 20 seconds. Yeah. Yeah. You know, or arms in front of you, march for 30 seconds. Bring your knees all the way to your chest. All right, cool. You can't do that. All right. Well, I want you to just stand there with your arms out and your eyes closed. Stand there still. People couldn't do that. A lot of people almost fell over. So it's just it's stuff like that, you know. But
the cool thing is they were making the effort to show up. Right.
And that was the thing. And then after that, we progressed from there. But that's mainly it. You just got to move. Yeah. You just got to move, man. Like you said, you don't have to be a bodybuilder. Everybody don't need to lift no weights. Everybody don't need to be doing CrossFit. Everybody don't need a six-pack, things like that. Everybody don't need fucking big biceps. Just move. Yeah. Move if you got a goal to hit, you just got to move towards that goal.
Yeah, I agree. And I think for the most part, people get intimidated when they think of the fitness industry, and they think, because I get questions still all the time, even though it's been a while since I've been like in that world of like, oh, I want to start working out. What supplements do I need to take? Do I need this, and that? And I'm like, you don't need any of that. You just need to just start making the effort to get outside and move, or, go to the gym and try things out. That's all you need. But as far as like all the different powders, like you don't need all of that stuff. And I think that, I mean, the industry is clever. They do all this shit to make you feel like you need to depend on them for everything. And granted, depending on where you are with your fitness, what type of athlete you are, yes, you are going to need some of those things. But for the most part, the average person doesn't need 99% of the shit that they're being sold.
Don't need nothing.
Yeah.
Just go eat, get your ass up and go outside.
Yeah. And even just like small swaps is what I tell people. So when they ask me information, I'm like, okay, what do you normally consume in a day? Oh, sodas, cookies, da-da-da. Okay, you want to have that. But how can you slowly back off? How can you choose to, if you're drinking 2 sodas a day, sometimes I've heard 3, how can you stop drinking 3 and break it down to 2? Right. Try that out for a week. Then pull it down to 1. Try that out for a week.
Not telling you go cold turkey. Just back off a little.
Right, slowly, because especially your brain gets used to having all these chemical additives in it. So if you just try to switch it off, I mean, some people can, but for the most part.
That's the intimidating thing about fitness, because people see other people and they think, okay, because they're doing this, I'm going to go right into it without taking the steps. Yeah. And that's where they're getting intimidated from. That's what it is, right? That's the intimidating part. Like, okay, this girl has abs, but she told me what she eat.
This is her meal plan that she just so happened to eat on this one day.
Right. That's hers. Right. She ate that one day. That's hers. You baby steps. You gotta, you can't jump in full circle. Yeah. Like you can't do that. And that's what's messing people up. Yeah. That's what's messing people up in the whole industry, the whole fitness thing, man. It's so saturated with bullshit to where a lot of people even see the bullshit and still go for it. Oh yeah. That's how bad it is. Like it's so much bullshit. Like, this chick got a fake ass. And she's selling fucking booty workouts. You've never seen her do no fucking real booty workouts ever. Yeah. You see her do squats.
You gotta be careful.
But but she's selling booty programs, and because she got, 200,000 followers, she must be doing something right. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna buy it.
People put their trust in the numbers that they see online.
Come on, man. I don't mean nothing. Yeah. But that's what's intimidating. That part is intimidating people, because people just see this stuff and just hop right in. And they're not educated enough. people, and the problem is that people don't want to educate themselves either a lot of times.
Yeah, that
because
can happen.
People are so naive; they just want to follow a trend.
Yeah,
like,
that can happen.
To be honest with you, fitness is a fucking trend now. It's not working out how people is. The only people who really work out real hard are the people that really like trying to change their body. Other than that, everybody else work out because there's a trend. Oh, my new beats match my shoes. Oh, that shit is tight right there. Everybody wearing Jordans in the damn gym. Why the fuck are you wearing Jordans in the gym? Why are you wearing brand new Jordans you bought yesterday to the gym? I'm not finna go spend fucking $90 on a damn suit just to look like I work out good and take selfies in the picture just to say I went to the gym and feel good about yourself when we know damn well you ain't did nothing. I saw it happen. I saw it happen a bunch of times.
It happened.
This one chick, I was at LA Fitness, I was working out. I've seen her plenty of times. I see how she work out. You know, I watch people. For one, I try to watch people and assess them to the point where I'm like, you're stupid. But I be trying not to do that. So I just look at people to see, okay, she might hurt herself, he might hurt herself, whatever. He's doing that right. That's a good job on his part. Okay, he looks good. He's been training hard.
That's the trainer in you.
Yeah, it's my trainer. So I'm looking at him like, oh, it's been about 3 months. He look good. She look good. But this one chick, man, she had it was just past Christmas. And I know it was just past Christmas because that's when all of the people come and they new stuff to the gym to work out, right? And the people that are getting ready for the new year. So I've seen her before again. So she buys these 2 new Gymshark outfits. And I saw her. She wore those Gymshark outfits 2 days in a row. So I was like, I knew they was new. Full fit. I was like, okay. The second day she came, she did not work out. I watched her. She did 1 set. She did like some tricep pull downs with the rope. She did 1 set and went over to the mirror and took 5 selfies, right? She put the phone down. She's looking at the selfies. She's playing on her phone. Now about 3 or 4, maybe 5, 6 minutes go by. She's hugging the machine. Then she does another set and goes right back to the mirror, the same mirror, which is another 3 feet away, 4 feet away, and takes 5 or 6 more selfies. She continued to do that shit for about 15, 20 minutes. I watched her as I was finishing my sets. I was like, oh, you kidding me, right? Then on top of that, this is the cold shit. So she posted a picture of her, and her picture said, oh, always putting in work at the gym with that same outfit on, right? Guess who was in the background of that fucking picture? Me looking at her taking that selfie in the mirror. Now,
and people were like, look at the creeper in the background.
People, as soon as somebody sent that to me, like, look at that creeper. I couldn't wait I read all the comments. I was like, ain't no creeper here. I said, I saw her take all the damn selfies without her working out. You see, she ain't got no sweat on her body. So she's lying about working out. So for all you people that says I'm creeping, won't you come work out with me since you think I'm creeping? Won't you come to the gym? You guys don't know what she did. And then she erased that picture.
Oh
right
my
after.
gosh.
Man, look at that creeper. I was like, dude, creeper, like I'm looking at this chick supposed to be working out because I want to use this damn machine.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do my triceps. She's hogging it and she's running back and forth taking pictures. I'll say this, more people have got into fitness the last 4 or 5 years than it ever has been. But not all those same people that got into the fitness are coming into it for the right reasons. They're coming into it for they want to try to make it big, or they're just
it's
not.
It's about looks or money
looks,
and all the ego stuff, and
That's
not
it.
about how it can.
It's not about really working out.
Yeah,
it's rough, you know. So that's what I meant when I said it's a fad, it's a trend. It's not the same no more.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and so to those of you who are listening, because I get a lot of questions and a lot of concerns also about people just being afraid to go to the weight room just because of how people look.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you have to remember that you're there for you. You're not there for the people who are around. You're not there for Instagram. You're really there to take care of your health and well-being and to serve yourself. So, you know, you are going to have to go through those phases of looking awkward in the gym. I mean, I still do it with some stuff. I'm like, damn, I don't really remember how to do this. Let me try it out and let me see. And it's okay. It's okay to like not know what you're doing. Because sometimes I'll even have to pull up YouTube videos to be like, all right, am I doing this right? Yeah. Especially if it's like opposite, right? Yeah, so I have to make sure of that, but it's okay. And I encourage you to just get in there and just play around and to not be worried about what the next person is thinking. Because 10 times out of 10, they ain't worried about you unless you're like doing something blatant and really like holding some stuff up.
And to be honest with you, some of those people might be doing like I do, looking to make sure you're not hurting yourself and might want to come up and approach you and say something.
Yeah.
You know, I do that a lot too. Like I will go up to someone and be like, hey, can I show you something real quick? Or, you know, let me help you with that because you're not doing that right, or you're going to hurt yourself the way you're doing it. Mm-hmm. So you guys going into the gym, don't be afraid of that, because even if somebody comes up to you, it's not that, you know, somebody might be looking at you too, maybe trying to want to help you out later on or something like that. Yeah. You know, it's not about people are looking at you and trying to make you feel bad, because I do it. I look at people all the time, but in a day or two, maybe a week or so, I'll come up to them right after that, like, yo, I want to make sure you don't hurt yourself, or hey, you did a good job. Hey, you looking good. You know what I mean? But that when people are looking at you, don't take it so offensive sometimes. I know it's hard not to do that.
Especially when you're new and you feel coming insecure, into a gym, right?
Yeah, it's hard. But, I mean, even if you have questions, go ask a question.
Yeah, I wanted to say that too. A lot of people are willing to help.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
Like, you know, because chances are, hell, that new person might need a workout partner. That new person or that person that you asked might need a workout partner. Or you might be asking another new person, hey, y'all might just can figure this shit out together. Guess what? Now you made a new business. You made a new workout partner. You made a new workout friend. Now you can meet at the gym every day together and don't feel so awkward.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like it's this little stuff like that you can just do, but and not just try not to worry about it so much.
Yeah,
just try not to
be so intimidated and feel like it has to be this big old thing.
That's it. Just do your thing, man, and everything else it'll happen. Just do your thing. If you do your thing, people are gonna come to you and congratulate you on you being in there and doing well, and then you'll make more friends, and then you cool.
Yeah, and that becomes part of your routine. It doesn't matter what you do, because even so I did a solo episode on like my whole journey with fitness and movement. Me just going to Zumba class, and I literally have 2 left feet. So I go in there, I don't know the fucking routines. Like people come in there and they're pros.
Ready,
like they know the steps when the song starts to play. And I'm just in there absolute mess. And even my friend can't even dance sometimes because he's just laughing at me. But I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I like half the time I'm there just for enjoyment too, just to move and just to have fun too. So that's another thing I want you guys to take away is like, it doesn't always have to be this strenuous, serious thing. Sometimes you can go to the gym and or join a community. There's tons of communities out here who are hiking, running, doing Zumba, moving, doing whatever. And sometimes it's just therapeutic to be amongst a group of people having fun who just happen to be moving their bodies at the same time too.
Yeah, man. And then you'll notice a big difference after all that. You'll notice that things will change. You'll notice that you won't be feeling so weird no more. You know, you'll notice that you saying what's up to everybody in the gym now instead of just walking by everybody with your head down. You know, so you know.
And people think that confidence too comes from losing weight, which for some it might, but I feel like it also comes from you just taking a stance for yourself. And from like getting over those fears and getting comfortable and being in a new setting and just showing up and be like, this is me.
Yeah. You showed up.
Yeah.
You showed up. It's like, all right, I'm good. What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
That's it, man.
I'm confident as fuck in my jacked up Zumba steps. Because it's just fun. I'm like, it's whatever. And I think when you do have that type of energy, more people, like you enjoy yourself more, first of all. Yeah. And then that attracts other people to you. Like I've never like wanted to go up to someone who was super buff, but was like an asshole. Like, no thanks. I'm good on that. Right. But for the most part, the people that I know who are super buff are really nice also. Right. So it's like,
I ain't buff, but I ain't no asshole either.
Jabbaar is hella buff. Y'all gonna see. We're gonna link all his information in the show notes.
Photoshop, man. Show Photoshop.
No.
I'm just in shape. I'm in shape.
Oh my goodness. Well, I feel like we covered so much in this episode.
We gotta do this again.
Yeah, we definitely will.
We need to do this like every couple of weeks or something. That'd be cool. I'll be down to do that every couple of weeks because shit change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll be checking back in because I want to follow your journey. So we didn't really touch on this, but Jabbaar just opened up a gym, and that was back in March, right?
Yeah. I opened up my 3rd gym. Actually,
he's actually like a master manifester. Like this guy, shit just comes his way. He's definitely a blessed soul. So yeah, he just opened up his new gym, and I wanted to on this episode get into entrepreneurship, but I don't think that we're gonna have time for that this round. So we'll have to get into another episode where you can just talk about the steps that you've taken to even open this facility, because that's been a journey. Yeah. It's your third gym that you're opening, but that's been a journey in itself. And
man.
We'll talk about that too, because that's another thing that people see and they're like, "Ooh, I want that," but they don't know what it takes on the back end.
No idea.
Y'all gonna have to hold off on that one. Sorry.
We're cool. We'll talk about it next time, and believe me, it's just a trip. But it's also a trip. It's a trip the good way. It's a trip the bad way, because I wasn't thinking about opening a little gym. I mean, I mentioned it twice. And it just happened. So yeah. You
mentioned it, but then you just shifted your lens, and then stuff just started coming to you. Yeah. Oh man. So what are 3 things that you want people to take away from this episode?
From this episode, man, I want people to understand there will be struggle. There has to be a struggle. And you're going to have to learn to overcome all that stuff. I mean, if that's one of the points. If there will be a struggle,
you can't get around it. You
can't get around it. There will be a struggle on something that you really want, something that you just know in your soul that you need to have, or it has to happen. If you're gonna aim for that, there's gonna be a struggle. Mm-hmm. It could be a small one, it could be a big one. There's gonna be a struggle.
There's gonna be inconveniences.
There's gonna be some inconvenience. There's gonna be some things that don't line up the way they're supposed to be. Yeah. There's gonna be some financial stuff that's supposed to be in there that wasn't. There's gonna be some issues, some health issues, that's there that popped up out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. There's gonna be, some dramatic that happens in your life, good or bad, that wasn't supposed to be there, that can stop you from going where you need to go. Yeah. But, that right there. Also,
I think just really quick pulling on that, that helped me out, just like you explaining your story and talking about that too. And it makes me want to also take the negative connotation off of the word struggle, and just being like, instead of like, oh, this is such a struggle, just shifting that and being like, okay, this is part of the process. Right. This is part of the process. What can I learn from this?
Yeah, it's the process. And that's just, it's the process. So,
yeah, for sure.
And there's always a process to get somewhere. There's always a process to get somewhere.
It's always a process.
It's always a process, man. So,
and if there wasn't, you wouldn't be satisfied.
Right. And
you wouldn't be happy.
You wouldn't get nowhere.
Exactly.
There's always steps, process. You got steps, process, levels.
All that.
All that stuff,
all the
man.
things.
So,
yeah, for sure.
Other thing is that, that I want you guys to get out of this is that there's always going to be a positive outcome if you keep going. Period. Mm-hmm. There's always going to be a positive outcome. So you just got to get through what you got to get through to get there. But you also got to be persistent with it. You can't let it run its course. You can't let it dictate what you want going on. You got to dictate everything. So those two right there are big. Those two right there are big, man. So you just gotta just understand that there's an outcome. There's gonna be a positive outcome. You know what I mean? So it's you just gotta make it happen.
Yeah.
You just gotta make it happen. That's all it is. You just gotta make it happen. So I mean,
and you have to keep the forefront of the outcome
right,
like in your mind too, right?
Right. You cannot let it. You can't let the bad parts just overcome everything. You gotta really just say, all right.
I'm gonna title this episode, all right.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, it's like, okay, what can I do from here? So. Yeah. Oh yes. All right. Well, thank you so much for today. This was such a great conversation.
You, Brittany. I haven't seen this girl in a minute.
I know.
It's been a minute, but it's okay.
Don't
I see
be
her
calling
now.
me out.
I ain't seen her in a minute. Y'all know what that mean. I ain't gotta say nothing, but I ain't seen her in a minute.
Well, I'm here today.
But she here, you know, and I'm glad she came, and I'm glad she's doing this because a lot of people don't reach these topics. You know, a lot of people don't reach these topics to where you really dig into the real stuff.
Yeah,
like
that's what we're about here.
Coming from examples that we are.
Yeah.
You know, in our community, you know, so I know for a fact that this is going to help a lot of people that it needs to reach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I'm here, you know, that's why I'll do this again. I'll keep doing this.
Yeah.
I'll keep doing it as much as I can, as long as it reach one person that it can help.
Yeah.
You know? And you'll never know how many people you really get to reach until somebody hits you. You know, I'm like, hey, you don't remember this? Nope. But man, this helped me to. Oh shit, for real? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So my goal is to reach as many people as I can. I'm sure that's your goal too, with this stuff, and just bring everything to light as much as we can, being examples in our community, and just just keep moving forward with all this.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all it is, man. So
I have another project. I'm not going to talk about it because you know how I get with my projects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it is about like highlighting different people, especially in the Black community. So when I'm ready for that, I'll definitely be hitting you up to come on that too.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what it's all about. Right. I mean, this podcast is all about love. It's all about helping who it's supposed to. It honestly helps me more than anything. I think I started this with the goal of helping people, but also selfishly just like acting out one of the dreams that I've had and that I've held for a long time, and stepping more into speaking instead of always being in the background and stuff too. So as much as it is for people, it's for me also. And I just want to invite people along that journey with me of like uncovering like different shit and going through shit and learning stuff, like all the things. I just like, I really keep it real here, and I'm happy with that. I'm not trying to pretend or hide or anything. So everybody gonna know all my dirt. It is what it is. Like,
it is what it is.
You know, when that person tried to fight you, right? Or wanted to say something bad about you, you're like, you can't talk shit about, like, I know who I am. You can try, but it is what it is. It's out on the table. So now what, right?
Now what?
Yeah, and I think people are craving for truth. They're tired of seeing like all this fake bullshit, and people are like, where are the people who's like me who's struggling too? Like, I want to be around those people. So yeah, that's my goal for this show, is to just have real people, real stories, like real struggles, aka opportunities for growth, right? So we can all, real processes, so we can all grow and up level together. So thank you for being a guest today.
You are welcome. You're more than welcome. And we will do this again.
Yes.
Thank you guys for having me. And this was fun.
Yeah, it was.
But we ain't finished.
We're not done. We're not done yet. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in today. We will catch you next time for another episode. Take care.